One of the greatest challenges of omnichannel adoption lies in the consolidation of disjoint processes along with underlying applications and databases. Since many of these channels have evolved with autonomy over some or in some cases all of their processes, the end-to-end process refinement is necessary to align different groups towards a common goal. Even the supporting IT frameworks reflect the same sort of siloed approach, making it difficult to have an end-to-end view of the solutions that can support the unified process model. Hence, creating an enterprise architecture function to own the end-to-end process and technology models would be highly beneficial. This function can also govern the technology investments while progressing towards the target state. The processes also need to be unified at supplier and customer relationship management level. In a multi-channel organization, redundancies and ambiguity exist across channels for the same process. For instance, it is possible that two channels have separate contracts with the same vendor or supplier. The information flows are also duplicated since the channels maintain separate partner and transaction records. Unifying the pipelines not only give the organization economies of scale, but also a central view of the product information and financial flows. In a traditional multi-channel organization, channels have independent marketing strategies and even sales revenue targets. Sales closed in other channels have little to no impact on their own goals. In such a situation, there is really no incentive for instance, a retail store to promote the e-commerce and vice versa. But in omni-channel strategy, the organization encourages the customers to use the services of a retail store to familiarize with the product, but gives incentive to buy the same product using a mobile app. In this case, the retail store's incentives are not just tied to the direct revenue, but also to the revenue from customers who have availed their services to make an informed decision. The next part of the same strategy is achieving an organization alignment to progress in devising an omnichannel strategy. Leadership buy-in is a crucial success factor for effective adoption of omnichannel. The holistic nature of omnichannel transformation mandates commitment from almost every department in the organization. Depending on the scale of adoption, this transformation can have profound impact on the organization's culture and values. As organizations consider transformational programs, omnichannel can be one of the most pervasive due to the scope of business areas impacted. It must be championed at the most senior levels, otherwise the progress will easily be stalled due to peer-level conflicts. Omnichannel adoption could heavily influence the organization's long-term strategy and business architecture. Commitment from the executive teams would go a long way in helping the entire organization adhere to the transformation plan. The executive teams could also help in revamping the value proposition and the KPIs to reflect real progress. Delivery is the engine that enables organization to steer towards its goals through systematic and timely improvements. Being responsible and agile is no longer just an option, but a necessity to effectively support an omnichannel strategy. Even though exploring ways to advance the organization's reach and grasp is essential, it is equally important to maintain the integrity of the core services and information. The above groups can develop and provide the capabilities to enable omnichannel strategy, but the true adoption happens at the operations layer. Effective omnichannel experience may require business units to revamp the metrics based on which they operate. Necessary measures also need to be taken to prevent sub-optimization and competing interests between sales channels within the organization.